Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to adapt a Torso Bodice foundation into a basic Dolman, and then I'm also going to show you how to add fullness into your basic Dolman using slash and spread method. Before we start, please like, share, subscribe. I know you're ready for this, so let's begin. Welcome guys. So you need a basic bodice torso foundation like this. You can see shoulder line, chest line, waistline and hip line. On the chest line, quarter of bust, quarter of waist on the waistline and quarter of hip circumference on the hip line. I added ½ inch for ease to each of those measurements. So right now I want to modify the hem of my blouse 4 inches above the hip. That is where I want this blouse to stop. So I'm cancelling the lower part out. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to measure the shoulder. As you can see, I'll mark the midpoint. So from the midpoint, I'm going to take my long ruler and I'll draw a slanted line, okay, for the sleeve. So in order to measure the length of the sleeve, I'm going to measure from the shoulder tip, not from the mid shoulder but from the shoulder tip. You see where I'm placing my tape? Yeah, so the length of my sleeve is 23 inches. I'm going to mark that. So from there I'm going to square with my square. You can see me squaring down just like so. The next thing is from the armhole where it terminates on the chest line, I'm going to draw a line to extend and touch that line I just squared down from the length of the sleeve, just like so. So that's how the sleeve is going to look. Now for the Dolman sleeve, I'm going to take my curve and blend the curve from the waistline into the sleeve. So pay attention to how I'm doing it. Okay, so if you have done this, this is a basic Dolman foundation. Okay, so from the shoulder tip to the armhole on the chest line, I'm going to draw a slanted line across just like that. So this slanted line is going to serve as a slash line because we're going to be adding fullness to the Dolman. I'm going to be slashing through, but before that we're going to cut out the shape of the pattern first. So this is the pattern. Right now I'm going to cut through. So I'm not going to slash through, I'm just going to slash up to the shoulder tip so that I'll be able to spread. You can see. So right now let me turn this so you can see. Yep, so it's time to spread. So I'm gonna put this on another pattern paper. I want to spread this as much as 10 inches. You could do more or less, but I want it very full. Okay, so I'll tape this down. Now I'm going to blend the shoulder area where you have the sharp angles into a smooth curve like that, and then I'm also going to blend the Dolman into the fullness I just made. Okay, so you can use your ruler or your curve, but I want to go freehand, so just watch me. Okay, I'm just freestyling. Yup, and this opening is going to be pleated into the cuff, and this is the fullness around here. So now it's time to cut out the excess I don't need. Ta-da! Here is the tea kettle pattern. For those of us who stay in Nigeria, it looks like map of Abuja. Yeah. So next thing is to adapt the back from the front. So I'm going to do the neck depth for the back, which is 1 inch. With my curve, I'll draw the back neckline, and then I'll lay this on another piece of pattern paper and trace out here. So I've taped this down. I'm going to trace out the neck. I'm also going to emphasize the shoulder, the neck width. I'll trace out the center front because the back is also on fold, so that's the center back I'm tracing. And then no need to trace the rest. Okay, I'll just cut out the frame. So right now I'm going to extend a line here, and then from the shoulder here I'm also going to draw a line to meet that line. So this is going to serve as the sleeve right here. You could do it together, but I'm doing this separate, just as the illustration in the picture says. So I'm cutting off the sleeve as indicated by the scissors sign. So here's the sleeve. Now I'm going to cut this part on fold. Yeah, that place is going to be on fold. So right now I want to cut out the back. So before cutting out the back, I'll just take my marker and highlight the center back line as well as the neckline. Okay, and then I'll cut out the excess I do not need. So I'm cutting off the excess from the center back. I'm also cutting off the neckline. So this is center back to be cut on fold. I hope you can see what I'm writing clearly. I'm writing upside down just for you guys. So this is front. Now in order to adapt the front, I'm going to add paper just like so. So it's just a slight wrap. So I will extend the hemline, and then from the center front line I'm going to mark 4.5 inches. That's how much the bodice is going to wrap. And from the shoulder I'm going to draw my wrap style line. So that's the style line for the wrap. Okay, it's going to overlap by 4.5 inches, and then I'm going to cut out the frame of my pattern. So ta-da-da-da, it's almost ready. So I just discard that one. This is the front. So right now the next thing to do is 0.5 seam allowance all around this pattern. Okay, I'm adding 0.5. That's the front. Same thing with the back, except the center back. Every other thing is 0.5 seam allowance. And then the sleeve, the top part is on fold. Okay, let me just chop this out. Yep, this is on fold, and then 0.5 seam allowance every other part. Okay, now it's time to draft the cuff. So right now I'm just going to square up a line. The height of my cuff is 3 inches, so I'll mark 3 inches. I'll connect the points together, and then the width of my cuff, I'm going to mark half of the width. It's supposed to be 8.5, so I'm marking 4 1/4 right now. So I'm going to connect. Okay, this is the cuff, and that part is going to be cut on fold. So 4 1/4 on fold is going to be 8.5. So right now I will add seam allowance to the cuff. It's going to look like this. It's ready to be cut out and sewn. So here guys, this is what the finished blouse looks like. You can see the fullness, you can see the deep armhole, you can see it's forming like a cowl drape. Yes, and you can see the drapes all over. You can see the belt, you can also see the cuff and the pleats I told you about. Okay, nicely pleated into the cuff. So I hope this video was helpful. Please like, share, subscribe. I am La Contra. Stay inspired.